Have you ever played Chutes and Ladders? You know, the game where you roll the dice and then you move your marker across the board. And what happens when you play Chutes and Ladders and your marker lands at the bottom of a ladder? You get to go up the ladder, right? And if you move your marker across the board and it lands at the top of a chute or a snake, what do you have to do? You're going to fall right back down to the bottom of the board. And the goal of the game is to roll the dice and advance through the board as quickly as possible to get to the very end, right? And you win the game, you beat the opponent if you get to the end of the board before they do. Well, we've created our own simulation of Chutes and Ladders, or Snakes and Ladders as it's written here. And what this does is we're simulating the roll of a dice, and we are going to try to guess how many times we have to roll the dice to get to the end of the board game. Now the question is, how many rolls is it going to take? Because the rolls of the dice, those are random, right? And if you land on a ladder, you get to shoot up. And if you land on a snake, you have to slide back down to the bottom. So it could be a lot, it could be a little. How are you going to decide how many rolls it takes? Well, one of my friends ran the simulation over 1,000 times to see how many times it took to roll the dice. On this graph here, this x-axis shows the total number of rolls needed to get to the end of the board, and on the y-axis it shows the frequency. And what you can see is that right around 20 to 25 rolls has the highest count. That means the most frequent number of rolls needed to get to the end of the game was between 20 and 25 rolls. Now we can also see that some of those games you're able to get to the end of the board in less than 10, and some over 100. So we know there's a chance that it's going to be really, really high, and we know there's a chance that it can be really, really low, and we know that there's an even bigger chance that it's going to be somewhere right around 20, 25, maybe even 30. So what's your guess going to be? So first step, you're going to make a guess. I think it is going to take me 20 rolls of the dice. And so I'm going to use the mouse here to click on the roll button. And what you see is it rolled a 2. That's what this red number means. And so the square turns green, indicating I'm sitting 2 spaces in. And then I'm going to roll again. And because I rolled a 5, I went from 2 all the way up to 7. And we're going to keep rolling the dice. And as we roll the dice, it's going to keep track of where we are on the board. And you notice I just went back to 6 because I landed on a snake. The purple number here is the total number of rolls that you're currently sitting at. Let's see how many rolls it takes for me to get to the top. You'll notice down on the status button, it says keep going. We're going to keep rolling until it says that we won the game. Uh-oh. Goodness, this is taking a while. Almost there. And we win. 53 rolls. I was wrong. Now the question is, will you be wrong? I want you to hit the start over button, and I want you to play it yourself and see if you can guess how many rolls it takes you to win.